Okay, let's get this going again here. Oh yeah, because I restarted Stellaris, we have to wait a bit for OBS to figure out what we're looking at. There we go. Okay, so here's the question. Can we reinforce this now? No, we cannot. Huh. So, reinforce all. I mean, I tried that previously. It was not working. It does absolutely nothing. Now, we don't have the alloys to reinforce non-menacing class ships, right? But we do have the minerals. And I'm not sure why it's not letting me make them from this interface or from any of the reinforce interfaces. Now, we could just queue them up here. That is a possibility. And then manually merge them in. But that's awkward and not really the best way to do that. Not really the way this is meant to be done. So I'm not sure why it's not letting us build these menacing class ships here. We could try removing them all from this fleet and putting them back in. I just removed something else as well. I'm not sure what. I think it was an Offspring Corvette or Offspring Cruiser maybe. Regardless, let's just put in a menacing cruisers here. Or it would have been a destroyer of some type. Maybe. No, I think it would have been like 2 Offspring Corvettes. Yeah, like that. Okay, so let's see if that works. No, it does not. Huh. Well, it's not ideal. But I guess we'll queue up a bunch of menacing class Corvettes here. We can't really queue them up in bulk. So I have no idea how many we're actually queuing up here. But we know that we need a lot of them. Maybe try unqueuing the ships you don't have alloys for. They're not queued if you don't have the alloys for them. They only get queued if you have the alloys. We'll try doing this and see if this resets it. I don't know. I got nothing else. I'm confused about that one. I'm not sure why it's not letting us do that. And here we can see that we're supposed to have 54 menacing class Corvettes. I think we've already built these because we can't reinforce that fleet. But there's no tooltip there either. Maybe this is a bug? I don't know. It'd be quite a bug if it was a bug. That'd be like a showstopper bug. Because to manage all of this manually is kind of nuts. I would not want to do that under most circumstances. There's a new Connie, and it's differently colored. That's convenient. Queued was the wrong word. Okay, what did you mean? So we're going to head up over here, and I want to eliminate this force, for sure. We're going to head into the D471 Singularity and see where they go after Roxolana.
Our space hive
and they've taken damage here. They're down to 8k. That's wonderful. So we want to exit this war as soon as we can. Right? That's going to be very important. We can build ships from this interface as long as they're not menacing class. Bizarre. Very, very strange.
crushing a hostile hive.
Okay, well, we're going to head up over here, and where's the first Star Order going to go after here? They're heading to the Singularity. Okay, this is good. We want them to come here. And we actually want to run straight at them. We want to get in close, and we want to catch them as soon as possible. So in we go. And are they... We might actually miss each other. We missed each other. So back we go. We passed each other in hyperspace. That's awkward. We're going to go back, and we should arrive here shortly. Yes. Now we catch them. Perfect. So no problem eliminating these guys here. Now, note that we're not at war with the Khanate over here. The new Khanate is a regular empire. It's a successor Khanate. Now, eventually, we're going to want to eat them. That is definitely a thing we're going to want to do. So we will eliminate these guys. And they will go away shortly. Eventually. There they go. And now we will head over and grab these 4. So we're going to go to Devour first. And then we're just going to push up over here. And we should be able to status quo after that. Cool. So that'll be perfect. And the Gobelia Starfleet here is getting some reinforcement in. Now that might be something of what we're seeing here. But that's almost certainly not what we're actually seeing here. In terms of reinforcements coming in, I mean. There are some reinforcements that are going to be on the way. But we know we need more. Battleship hull points would not be awful, but we're not using battleships right now. That said, minerals from mining drones are going to be very good for us. Okay. So we're going to do that for now, and we are attacking in Guher. This will be no problem to eliminate. Cool.
Technology conceived.
So they're out of here. Roxalana next. Later lifespan, sure. We can go for more tile blocker clearance. That'll be fine. Really? They already have another fleet here? That makes me sad. Well, they're going to attack over here, and that means we can't white piece yet. We're going to move these guys back over this way. And because we can't produce ships to this fleet as efficiently as we'd like, this basically is what it is. We're going to upgrade this to a Starhold, but this is what we've got. We can't build menacing class ships via the reinforce interface, so it's going to be less efficient. Which is very sad. We're going to eliminate this starbase. And then we're going to head into Katana. And we'll see what they decide to do over here. If they come towards us, that's fine. We should, in theory, be okay with that. You guys don't have orders. Let's take any of our fleets that should not exist, that don't have orders, over to Craxima. And we'll merge that in with the Globelius. There we go. Cool. So here we are at Piscus, and we're absolutely fine here. No problem whatsoever for the moment. I would like to get another shipyard done here. And we just got advanced reactor boosters. Cool. There's our first repeatable tech available, but we're going to take jump drives. Jump drives are so good. Okay, Gatana is going to fall quickly here. And it will go away shortly. These guys are pushing up over this way, I hope, but they're probably going for the planet, aren't they? Actually, they're just kind of sitting there. Sutherians have awakened psionic potential. Okay, sure. And the Schmortis is now going to head into Diem. We're going to have this fully cleared up. We absolutely want Jask Fomat. That is a must-have.
Technology conceived.
Okay, geothermal fracking sounds good. Defense platform hull points. We're not really using defense platforms. So I think we're going to go for something like city district housing. Housing is always good. Speaking of which, how are we doing on our planets? This agri world could use an agriculture district, and that's really good. We like that. This forge world could use an industrial district. That's good too. Now this is set up as a fringe planet. It's really more of a forge world right now. So, oh yeah, resource processing centers. We have those now. That is something that I would like to put in. Perhaps it can go in on this world. Well, this is actually an agri world currently. We'll come back to that. This forge world here, we definitely want to put in an industrial district for the moment. Okay. Oh, we're back on normal speed. There we go. Things were feeling slow, but things are always feeling slow right now. So there's that. So we're going to take out this station. No problem here. And that will be eliminated shortly. There we go. Got that. And now we're going to head down to Jask Fomat. It'll take us time to get there, but that's okay. We still can't reinforce these. I really don't know what's going on with that. It's just refusing to make our... Maybe it's insisting that you have to make these ships first? That'd be weird, though. That'd be really weird. If this wasn't Iron Man mode, I would say we could make a save and test that theory just by cheating in some alloys, making all of those, and then seeing if the minerals would be used after that. And then after that, we would revert back to the original save just to see if that was the problem. As it is, it's going to be a little complicated. That's okay, though. So for right now, they're just chilling here. There's not a whole lot that they can do. We're definitely going to attack the Khanate when we can. Yeah. That's going to happen after the war with the Saramo, though. I'm okay with the Saramo pushing in over here. Although, there is this Lycian League awkwardness here. That's very awkward. But we'll push them back eventually. So these guys are in Sassara. And they're a 15k fleet. We are an 11k fleet, but we can do something about that. We'll see where they're ending up going. They're going to Monboth. Sounds good. We're going to hop in over here, and we can grab ourselves some edicts to buff ourselves up temporarily. And we can grab exotic gases for shield boost, volatile ammunition, volatile reactive armor, and focusing crystals while we come in here. That'll boost us up a bit. We're only at like 13k. Do we have a better general? No, this guy's our best general. Okay. I just got here. Why are you fighting half the galaxy? We are a devouring swarm crisis aspirant. That should answer your question. Okay, so we're going to fight these guys. They have a slight advantage on us. Actually, let's wait for these reinforcements. That's another 600 fleet power here. There we go. And we'll see how this goes. It kind of once again comes down to how we roll our evasions. They've got those big battleships, but that's okay. We're wrecking them. This is going great. Excellent. They spent a lot of their resources still fighting the starbase. But they have very little left at this point. So we eliminate these forces. We have additional reinforcements on the way as well. I'm curious about testing the bug. If you did figure it out on stream, it would probably make it easier for Paradox to bug fix. Yes, it would. Like I said, we're playing in Iron Man, and so we can't do what I was saying. Which, the way that I would test that would just be to go into the console here and do, like, alloys. How much would we need? Well, first we make a save. First we would make a save, and then we do alloys. We'd call it, like, it wouldn't matter. 7,000. Of course, this isn't going to work because we're in Iron Man mode. But we do that. And then we would just hit the reinforce all button. And then when that hit 0, we would check to see if this number started to go down. That's all it would be. I mean, we can still do this. Of course, we can't do much with it, but there's that. We need to merge all of these guys together. And the Globelius now is at 43 out of 62. Okay. So we're going to continue to push down back to Jasque Fomat here. They do have this 4th star order. That's not really too threatening. All we need to do is push into Jasque Fomat, and we can status quo these guys. Now, as far as this situation is going, we're actually okay with this. Look at that. There's a connection here. Cool. So we can push through this and attack the Saramo United Worlds. That'll be great. No problem whatsoever there. And we do have a starbase cap increase here. And let's go ahead and grab that. That'll be fine. We're currently... Oh, right. We need to turn off our edicts. That would help. There we go. Turn those off. They're no longer necessary. So we'll head in here, take this back.
Our construction is complete.
And we'll head up here, eliminate these guys. Wonderful. Now, the Saramo are currently here. I do want to attack them here. We're going to do so, I think, right now. We're going to push in and take this. They've got a decently strong fleet here, but our fleets are stronger by a factor of double. So that's great. We're going to be done with one of these wars, and we're starting to push into the Saramo United Worlds now. We can just push all the way up to Saramor, or actually all the way up to here. That'll be great. Now, we are going to be giving up a little bit of territory over here very temporarily. That is basically just the way it panned out with the Great Khan. We definitely weren't expecting the Great Khan to show up the way he did. We send in our menacing corvettes first as essentially cannon fodder. And then we clean all this up. We're definitely taking hits here. And that's because we're spending quite a bit of resources over this way. I don't love that, but here we are. Okay, they retreated, and that's all good. At this point, we're going to go repair. And those repairs are in Piscus. But we win that battle, which is a very big deal. We're going to come over, build our mining stations. And I also want to research this project. We can see that there are no other Saramo fleets anywhere nearby. And that is great. We're hitting Josque Fomat right now as we speak. And these guys are out of here. Okay. Now we are willing to status quo the Valen regime and crew. So that is these guys here. We status quo... No, that's not these guys. That's these guys. We status quo these guys. And we get a bunch of territory from that. We won that war objectively. Next, we're going to take this fleet over to the Mandate of Joinham. We're going to reinforce them on the way over. And they're going to head over here and annex this territory. We already know that we don't need that much more power down here, and the Gobelius should be sufficient to do that. We're going to merge these together. That's 61 out of 62. Are we... Okay, we only need one more menacing class corvette here. So we're going to get rid of all of those. And we're going to need to continue to reinforce this, but we're going to finish up that menacing class corvette, and we're going to head on down to Piscus with this fleet. We're 19 out of 17 Cleganators as well. That's okay. This should be done by now, right? Oh, this just didn't merge together. Okay, sounds good. Is this an offspring? Yes, that's an offspring. Sounds good. So we merge those together, and once they merge, we will start moving. There we go. Down to Piscus. So we can see that the Saramo fleets have come back. They have about 42k here. We are broadly similar, but what we really need right now is a lot more menacing class over here. And sadly, we can't auto-build those. So in Piscus here, we're just going to queue up menacing class corvettes. And a bunch of them. We'll get them moved into our fleets the old-fashioned way. And we're waiting for these reinforcements to show up before we attack this. I don't really want to attack a 42k strength fleet right now. Although we could. We could. They are heading into Zipper. Let's do it. We're going to head over here. And just before the battle is joined, we're going to put in our edict buffs. That'll be fine. Wait. What? It's working for the 23rd Starfleet. It's not working for the Pomplus or the Lumelius. Hang on a moment. What? Uh-huh. So what's different about these? This is like the flagship here is a menacing corvette. Flagship is a destroyer and a destroyer. Maybe it has to do with the flagship? That'd be weird. But maybe it has something to do with the flagship. That's the only thing I can detect that's different. Interesting. We're going to need to stop working on this debris eventually. Where is this debris? Here? Okay. We're going to head to the jump point. And yeah, we definitely want to be at the jump point. Are they headed in? Not yet. They are. Okay. So with them headed in, we are going to immediately put up our 4 buffs here. There we go. And we get a pretty sizable increase to our fleet power from that. Why are you here? Come on over. All of you should be over here. That's a little bit spooky that these guys didn't come with. They are very late to this fight. Very late. Okay. We have joined, and I think we're going to lose this because these guys didn't come with. We'll see. We're in close range now, and things are not great. Not great at all. Wait, did they retreat one of their fleets? I think they retreated one of their fleets. That does make things better for us. But yeah, that fleet being late really messed us up. Okay. We're going to have to retreat these. They took a lot of damage. So did we. So the Ralger is currently here. Fleet is at full strength. I'm not sure I agree with that, but they did show up again, so that's nice. Let's try just having these be like just menacing class. Now, we don't want them to be just menacing class, but I want to see... We can reinforce this fleet. I think it has to do with the flagship. The flagship has to be a menacing class. And I don't think you can choose what the flagship is. Maybe that's just the first fleet, or the first ship in the fleet. Maybe. I don't know. But our fleet being late there was very bad. We do have the Devourers on their way over here, and that's fine. We'll be okay. We're not going to lose Piscus or anything. So that's good. We're also, I believe... Were we working on upgrading this? We were not. We should be. Okay. How's our fleet coming out over this way? It's a long ways away yet. I'm still thinking that this has to do with what the flagship is. We could test that once our fleets come back. So they will be back in like 2 years. I'm going to send this fleet in to take out the Saramo United Worlds here. This ship here. That's not a problem, and in the meantime, we're continuing to rebuild the Rolger, and I do want to actually back off on the number of menacing corvettes here. We want this to be like 66, something like that. So we're going to bring this down to like 60. And then we're going to add in like 2 Offspring corvettes, and then like 2 Offspring destroyers. 2 Offspring cruisers and an Offspring battleship if we could. We actually can't support an Offspring battleship, but we can do something kind of like this, and then we could fill out with a few more destroyers and cruisers if we wanted to, but honestly, for now, I think we just go for corvettes. Like that. So the Rolger will be reinforced eventually. And the Globelius will arrive here soon. So we can pop in one of these. There we go. 31.7k. And we're going to have no problem dealing with these guys. That'll be fine. We're going to grab this fleet, get rid of them. They've got 4 battleships in there. That's pretty valuable for them. They'll have a hard time replacing those. Cool. So they are eliminated very quickly. Now we'll eliminate that starbase, and... Well, this is a destroyer, but we can reinforce the menacing corvettes in this fleet. Well, so much for that theory. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I'm not sure what's causing that then. Some fleets we can reinforce properly, and some we can't. Okay. Well, that just is the way it is, I guess. And we'll have to deal with it. So we're missing an offspring nest here. We definitely need one. We'll put one in there. We'll eliminate this station here. I like how we're at 9% war score right now. That minus 75% war score is so good that you get from being the Crisis of Spirit. It's so, so good. We do need to turn off our edicts. That is absolutely something we need to do. There we go. Cool. So the Schmordis is heading up over here. We're going to continue to reinforce that. And for the time being, I just want to push up through here.
Conceived.
How are the Saramo doing anyway? Mining subsidies is not really what we need right now. Advanced railguns would be pretty good. We'll take that. How are the Saramo doing? They're still considered superior to us in fleet power. I mean, we did just take that pretty big hit, so I guess I'm not super shocked by that. Okay, sounds good. I don't think that what we're experiencing here is intended behavior, to be clear. I think that this is a bug of some sort. I just don't know what that sort is. We've got Kleckinator class. We do have 2 offspring destroyers here, and if we lose those, we're going to have to get out of here. Those offspring class destroyers are very valuable to us right now. Well, we'll take out this station, and that's fine. We want to continue to push up through here. And ideally, we want to take Halilji. I'm sure that's how that's pronounced. This is the ideal scenario. Do something like this. And then we can hold here. We'll see how that goes. We are going to need to continue to build out over here. We're already performing that order. Sounds good. I want to get the research over here, and then we'll survey Sredma. Cool. We've got enough to do some terraforming, and I would like to do so. I'm not going to be too picky about what planets we terraform at this point. I just want to terraform planets. There we go. Actually, can we cancel this? I don't think we can. No, we can't. It's too late now, but I should have terraformed some of these, now that I think about it. That'll teach me. But that's okay. We can see that the Saramo do have access through this republic here. So we absolutely need to take Saramar. They can move through here, and us moving up this way means nothing. So that's good to know. We do need jobs on this alleged tech world here. I don't think this is really a tech world. We're just going to put it in a hive district for right now. And this is set up as a nest planet. This is another good industrial district, but we're going to do a hive district there for now. This generator world, we could absolutely put in an additional generator district. We're doing well on our energy credits right now. So no real problem there. On our hive capital, we could get more research. That would be fine. On this tech world, research labs. Okay. I do believe we have this under control. We've got these guys here. We've got these guys here. I'd love to get these over to here. Until we have jump drives, that's not going to be a thing. Which, that's going to be 31 months out. Okay. Well, overall, that could have gone a lot worse. I actually think that's okay. We're reasonably content with this. We see that they do not currently have any... Oh, they do. They now have a 30k fleet here. Okay. The Rolger could be moved up. I'm just thinking here. I was hoping that we'd be able to take Saramar before their fleet arrived here. That is not currently an option. Okay, where are they going? They're going to Grassy Star. Okay, we're going to need to back off here then. So that's fine. They will have to make their way through here. Of course, there's a hyper relay there, but that's fine. Now they're going to have to fly through the old-fashioned way to Umzara. Now, we're a bit behind them, but we'll see what they decide to do here. I think this is reasonably okay. This Starfleet is only getting mineral creations. Maybe this was an intended change, but this doesn't work with a devouring swarm. Because you have to have multiple types here, because otherwise you get a malice. Wait. Menacing corvettes don't get the malice for not having offspring? Well, that's interesting. So I guess you're supposed to have just menacing fleets and regular fleets. Okay. If that's the way you're supposed to do it, maybe. Because, yeah, this is just now wanting menacing. Huh. That's fascinating. Now, each of these menacing corvettes are 310 power. That's some powerful corvettes. We're going to move the Rolger up. The reinforcements aren't all here, but we're going to start moving in. Are they heading to Umzara? They are. So we're going to be fighting them in Umzara, most likely. I would like to wait for the Rolger.
Our construction is complete.
We'll just position over here for now. I'm assuming they're going to attack here. Let's see, 2189. I think that what we can do here is we can time this correctly. We can grab ourselves these buffs again. We can jump in and just position here for the time being. And then the Rolger, their goal will be to... Well, we want only the Rolger. Their goal would be to come into... I deselected them. We'll do it this way. Okay, their goal would be to come into here. Technically, to come into here.
We have assimilated knowledge.
Okay. So there we go. That's fine. And we're going to jump in here in a moment. We're at 24.8. We can engage these guys. Wait, do they have two fleets here? They have two fleets here. No, that's an army. That is an army. Okay. Just checking. I don't want to engage them yet. We're going to hold off. We're buying time for the Rolger to approach. They're going to take this station. That's fine. Where do they go after that? They're coming towards us. Can we kite them around the edge of the system this way? Probably not. We're probably going to get caught here. But we'll try. There's some reinforcements, but that's not the Rolger.
Technology conceived.
Okay. This is so far working. Advanced railguns come in, and we're going to grab neutronium armor as well. That's going to make our menacing corvettes so much stronger. Cool. So we bought a lot of time here, actually. Where's the Rolger at? They're very close. Cool. Okay, you know what it was? The menacing corvettes actually do have the malice still, because you can see here 6.9k. The reason we didn't have it in the other system is because we have the offspring outlook here. So we do need offspring corvettes, at least in the same system, or at least offspring ships of some type, at least in the same system as the menacing corvettes. So that kind of doesn't work with our build here.
We have assimilated knowledge.
But you can see here, we pop through and we're instantly so much stronger. The reason we're so much stronger is because we have offspring ships here. Now we're willing to fight these guys. Cool. And they're just going to get kind of wrecked. Now, I do want to check to see if we have any offspring class corvettes, or rather menacing class corvettes, currently being upgraded, because I would like to get these upgraded here. Yeah, we're currently building it. We'll wait for the armor to finish up, probably. Okay, so we'll get these guys out of here. Additional corvettes coming in. And there we go. So we're going to send the Rulger back home. And the Globelius is going to reinforce here. Wait, now it's able to reinforce both. Yeah, it's got to be a bug. It's got to be a bug. So we're going to take the Globelius over to Saramor and then over to here. Cool. So we've got all of these guys here. We're going to group them together. These are all menacing class corvettes that I wanted to select all of them. There we go. And we're going to send them like up over this direction, I think, up towards the Schmordis. That'll be fine. We're to continue to push in over this way, although we didn't take Umzara. Grab Umzara, please, on the way through. There you go. Then over to Saramor. Cool. We're a little bit negative on food. This tech world is not going to help with that, but we're going to get a research lab there. Okay. That's another Saramo swarm over here. They're now down to equivalent with us. We're winning this war. So that's great. Now the Rulger, we absolutely do want to get those Offspring class built. So we want at least one Offspring class like cruiser here. We want this to be done now. There we go. And I want to continue to reinforce our fleets, if we can. We kind of can't, but that's fine. Now that we have two fleets over this way, and once our Offspring class cruiser over here finishes up, then we're going to be completely fine with having the Rulger take over defensive duties over here. This is only a 12k fleet, though. Now, I'm assuming they're going to come this way, and not this way, but that's fine. We're going to have the Globelius up here go down that way and cut them off. Plasma throwers and particle lances, sure. I guess we can grab particle lances. Wait, we've already got that. That finished up from our science ship. Got it. We'll build our research station here. And I wouldn't mind getting some hyper relays done at some point, but for now, we're just constantly at war. It would be nice to be not at war for 5 seconds, but here we are. Okay, so this is a 13k fleet. You can see here, when we have Offspring, we are pretty decent. So, do we have Offspring class in any of these right now? The answer is no, we don't. When is this starbase going to finish it? Starbase. The starbase. There we go. Here in 75 days. Cool. So we're going to cut these guys off. They are not going... We're actually going to go to Falmir first, and then we're going to cut them off over this way. They're not going to be able to come back through here again. Unless they defeat us here, I suppose. That is a possibility. We need to wait at this point until this Offspring cruiser is done. That is going to be required. And we definitely want to build our 2 additional shipyards here. There we go. Cool. So this is all fine. It was a dire situation for a while there, but it looks okay to me. We're now able to attack over here. That's a 5.3k. Looks good to me. And we'll start eliminating some of these guys. So they've taken over Umzara. That's to be expected. And checking in on that shipyard there. Cool. So at this point, these guys can be grouped together. And we can continue to reinforce this fleet. There we go. And now we're going to send them out to fight these guys. Where are they exactly? If I can go in here. There we go. No problem there. There is a 13k fleet here, but we should be able to handle that. There's a pulsar here, so our shields are kind of awkward. We're going to jump in here, and this is completely fine. Us jumping in on them is okay. We shouldn't have a problem eliminating these, unless we lose our Offspring class ship here. That could be a problem, but we're doing okay. We're doing absolutely fine here. Okay, multiple AI gateways finishing on the same day. Hilarious. And we're just going to chill right here. This is fine. What do they have on this station? Dual hangar base. Okay. Sounds good. We are negative on all of these. Are we still running our edicts? We are. Let's get rid of those. Hello, Consul. You, didn't do what we wanted you to do, and you never were going to. So that's fine. We win our fight out over here. And we're going to tell these guys, please grab the starbase. Thank you. And the one in Umzara as well. Okay. So we need like 30,000 minerals. What's the price on minerals like? It's not great. Yeah, I think we don't buy in minerals right now. This is okay. Keep in mind we have no mining worlds, and we're making 534 minerals per month. That's kind of nutty. We have no mining districts at all, period. The mandate of join them is up over here. Are they in a multiple wars? They are. Interesting. We don't have any way to invade out over here. We don't have any armies. We do need to move this army down over here. I think we should recruit some new armies from the Kerbal system. And of course, that costs minerals. Let's head in over this way and hit join them. Are they at war there? I think they are. Yes, they are. So these guys are maybe going to win. Maybe. They're pretty damaged. Kind of depends on what these guys have on this station. No, they're going to lose that. Okay. Well, we'll hop in over here, and hopefully we'll be able to snipe it. That would be nice. We did. We sniped it. Cool. So we got that. That's amazing. I'm very happy about that. We're going to do something kind of like this.
We have surveyed the system.
There we go. Surveyed our system down over here. Let's go research these projects up here. And for right now, the Rolger needs to move up over to here. We're going to move in this transport fleet over to Saramore. It'll take it a while to get there, but that's okay. I do want to start terraforming some of these worlds that we have to a tropical world. There we go. Okay, we're going to be defended by these guys. Sounds good. I like it. Let's continue to reinforce our fleets if we can.
Technology conceived.
Okay, there we go. Jump drive travel, finishing up. Cool. So we're going to need to refit our ships entirely after this set of wars. That'll be fine.
Our construction is complete.
So we grab this down over here, and we'll build our mining stations and eventually our research stations, but that's completely okay. All is looking good. We've got this solidly under control at this point. These guys are still set to equivalent with us, but I don't think they really are, all things considered. Mineral cost is currently pretty high. Does the Stellaris Kerbal also have a moon? Sadly, the Stellaris Kerbal system is not the actual Kerbal system. It makes me sad. They've got a hot gas giant here.
Conceived.
That's kind of cool, but it's not the actual system. Habitability plus 5%. I like it. So at this point, we've got this pretty solidly under our control, I feel like. There's very little that they can do about this. And we can just take whatever we want from here. So we're going to wait until these guys show up, the Rolger, and then we're going to move in over here and start pushing into this constellation. That'll be perfect. We'll continue to reinforce our fleets, of course.
Our construction is complete.
And continue to terraform our worlds. We'll terraform this one, that one's already going. We'll terraform this one into a tropical world. Cool. Build a research station here and a starbase in Bagiel. Okay. We're almost arrived here. We are negative on our food pretty dramatically. Let's see here. This agro world, we could put in a hydroponics farm. We'll go ahead and do that. All looks good. Somebody rivaled us. The Silicon Savants. I mean, we've already beaten them. They can get to us now. So that's good for them, I guess. Joinham is going to fall very soon. And, I mean, well, eventually, anyway. We need to get this transport fleet done. And to that end, I would like to see about recruiting additional Kerbals. So we will recruit a few additional assault armies here. That'll be fine. That'll be more than enough. Our next army fleet is, of course, coming down over to here, and we're going to land on Forever Spring. 261 is the strength there. Okay, that should be fine. We will continue to reinforce our fleets. And I have a feeling that they just can't keep up with us. They're considered economically superior to us, but I doubt that that's actually true. These guys are here now, and we're going to push into this location. And then the Rolger is going to head up and grab these and then come back to Hoof, while the other fleet simply goes to Hoof and makes sure that they don't push through while we are grabbing all of this. We want to move down to Beta Cayley. That's very important for us. But for right now, this looks good. There's, of course, a Wraith Spectre up here and a Space Whale Matriarch over here. But this all looks fine to me. We're going to go after the Khanate eventually. But yeah, I'm very pleased with how these wars have played out. It's been complicated, for sure. It's been a little bit tough. We've got the Pomplus and the Lumelius both over here. I feel like they don't need to be, and we're going to take them down to Piscus, and we might use them to kill the Khanate. Since we're in a holding pattern with this war, I feel like we don't actually need these two fleets. I think it's okay. We'll continue to reinforce here. And this is all looking good. They are losing a lot of territory, and we are gaining territory. So that means more resources for us and fewer for them. And that is excellent. We're only at 12% war exhaustion, by the way. It's kind of insane. Hostile infiltration detected. Okay. We'll get low military intel on them. Cool. The Kerbal system here is now at 5, 152. What is the strength here again? 236 plus 46 assault. Okay. Well, that's fine. We can always recruit more if we needed to. Like, we can have Menok start doing some recruitment as well. It wouldn't be the worst concept. We'll have them recruit like 5. And then we will continue to reinforce. The Rolger Starfleet are going to be done here very shortly. Okay, code breaking finishing up there. Actually, I'm not sure what happened there. Code breaking finishing up. That was just an event, I think, not a tech or anything. So that's fine. At this point, I'd like to push up to Beta Cayley. And we'll have just the Rolger follow along behind. The rest of these will follow. So that's okay. We're pumping out a lot of ships right now. Still considered equivalent to the Ceramo, but we're definitely pushing in. Okay, so that's actually a double fleet, so we're going to wait for the Rolger. 21 412, 19 510. Come on in here. We want to grab this. Okay, so they're going to attack us here, but they're going to lose that. That is a guarantee. We can 100% guarantee that they lose that fight. So I'm not sure why they're going to fight us, but I think they are. As far as all this goes, I think we'll just take tile blocker clearances. That's fine. This agro world requires jobs, and we can back off on our food buy order a little bit here. Like that. Cool. mining stations, and a starbase down in Sredma. Cool. We're definitely devouring. There's no doubt about that. Okay, they are coming in here. The fight has not been joined yet. We are going to buff up. Focusing crystals, volatile reactive armor, volatile ammunition. I'm so glad that they made this be toggleable and a monthly cost, although it's kind of broken. It's kind of broken. So we're going to head in over here, group these two fleets together, and then we're going to go attack them. At this time, we can do that. We might want to grab a leader in here. There we go. Cool. So these guys are going to get wrecked. We're going to take some damage as well, but that's okay. We can rebuild a lot faster than they can. Our only problem is getting the ships to the front, but there are already many on the way. I want to check in on our military fleet's status. We've got this one here and this one here. Okay. I'm going to merge these two together, although not in that order, I think. We're going to take them up over here and merge them into the Schmortis. That'll be fine. And that battle was victorious, as we expected. However... Oh, these are Offspring class corvettes. Okay, good. I was going to say, however, we lost our Offspring ship, but we didn't. We absolutely did not. So we're going to take these two fleets, and we're going to push ahead to Beta Caeli. And from there over to Beta Aquilae. And from there up to here. We can take all of that, and that's just free. So that's perfect. We're continuing to head in over here with our army. How are our armies doing over here? We've got 2 ready to go and 8. We're going to start moving these 2 up to Kerbal. And that'll be great. Okay, this is amazing. I'm actually slightly surprised that things in this play, or rather in this series, worked out as well as they did. Like, things worked out remarkably well in some situations. Like when the robots declared war on us and we were like, we don't care about any of your peace deals or any of your peace terms. You can just have what you want. And we didn't even fire a shot. And they're like, work complete. We got you punished. And we're just like, yep, we feel real punished. That was great. I was really happy about that one. So we're going to push up over here. We can exit this war at any time, by the way. For now, I have no interest in doing so. None at all. I don't think we have a reason to. The Saramo are currently pathetic compared to us. That fight was basically their entire fleet.
Technology conceived.
Good to know. Okay, so we are going to grab ourselves upgraded capital buildings. I think this is a very good location to build a defensive base, because it locks basically all of this behind it as far as the Saramo are concerned.
Technology conceived.
So the Saramo are losing, objectively, at this point. Energy credits from jobs, that's a repeatable tech. I usually like to try to clean up all of the other techs first. We're going to grab Gateway Travel, and we're going to head down over this direction. I do want to start getting some hyper relays going, and after we get Sredma, I do plan to use this construction ship to hyper relay this section. There is some of it already done, but I do plan to do that. They're going to rebuild their ships, almost certainly. We're going to leave these guys here, and we are going to upgrade this starport. In the meantime, we're going to run around and clear up some territory back here. Excellent. We'll grab Lyrum, although we don't know where that connects to. Hello. There's an unconnected trinary star here. That's fascinating. We might have to jump over there with our science ship and find out what's going on with that. I do want to come over here and research this project. An unknown signal, huh? Okay. It was the Rolger that found that unknown signal. So it was these guys here. We are going to continue to reinforce. And now we're going to have these guys just continue to run around out here. This is completely fine. We're going to take, like, everything the Saramo have. That is the plan here.
Technology conceived.
So this fleet is currently here. 11 and 2. Sure. We're going to send 2 more up over towards join them. And this should be enough to invade there. That'll be fine. And we also have additional fleets almost ready to attack the Khanate here. They're pathetic to us. No one would defend them. Cool. We're not in position to attack them quite yet, but we will be shortly. We're going to tell the Lumelius, and just the Lumelius, to head over to Sredma. And then we'll attack after that. Cool. Okay, so we see these guys jumping in on us. We should probably return up here. And I'm actually going to let them come through here, I think. For some reason, I thought that they would not have another 24k fleet quite that quickly, since they're still inferior to us. But, okay, we'll back off. Fair enough. We're going to head over here. And yes, they could push through here. That's completely fine if they do. We have ships in position, and it's not really a problem. So we're going to go link up with the Ralger. And both of these guys are going to chill right at this jump point. Okay, they're going to take this back, and I should have canceled that starbase upgrade. As expected, they're going to go this way, which is very rude. But we're going to see about going and catching them. Okay. The Ralger will catch up eventually, which is fine. All we need to do is hold them in the next system, in Beta Aquila. So that'll be fine. We've taken here, and at this point, I want these guys to come back around over this way. We do have Sredma done, and we are now going to build a hyper relay. How do we actually do this? We need to position it on the map. Yeah, there is one here. So we need to head up this way. And we can start building a hyper relay here. Cool. So they're going to hit Beta Aquila, but we are going to catch them while they're fighting this, I think. This will slow them down a bit. We're jumping in now. Yeah, they're just kind of chilling here. And in we go. Now, the Ralger are going to show up, and they're going to save the day. They're slightly late, so we're going to take a lot of hits in this fleet. But the rest is going to be fine. So we'll eliminate these guys, and it's all good. We do need engineering research, and we should go for, like, advanced afterburners. That'll help our Corvette heavy playstyle. Offspring Nest, sounds good. And they're eliminated. Cool. So we're going to head back up over here. All good. The Pompolis is just chilling over here right now, and we do need to continue to reinforce fleets. There we go. The Pompolis isn't as strong as I thought it was. Maybe these ships are heading into the Pompolis. No, they're just kind of passing through. Okay. They might be heading into the Devour, or rather into the Lumelius here. That's close to full, but it's not full. We do have a lot of reinforcement ships moving around here, and that's fine. We've not arrived up here with these guys yet. I do want this force to make their way up over here, and these guys to also head to join them. There we go. For now, we're just going to chill here, and we need to await some reinforcement, because clearly the Globelius is not strong enough. And the Ralger kind of isn't either, but I'm actually going to send the Globelius out over this way. We do see space amoebas in these locations. That's fine. We're going to go grab some territory over here. And that all looks good. We're full on influence. No real concern there. Okay, what do we got going on here? We don't need to buy any more food. We can cancel our food buy order. Perfect. This agro world, we could definitely use more amenities on. I'm going to put a hive district in here, I think, once we get minerals anyway. There we go. Implicated in a plot. What? We were plotting against somebody? I can't believe that. That is literally unbelievable. For one thing, I don't think we're capable of plotting. We're going to head up over here with what fleet forces we have, or rather, invasion forces we have. We're going to land on Join Them 2. They have been doing a little bit. Okay, so we're going to take that over. You can see some of these reinforcements are heading out, I think, over this way. Are you heading south? Oh, you're heading south. Okay. That's a menacing class Corvette. Yeah, okay. Just checking. So we can see they have a few ships here. They're now back down to pathetic. I'd love to continue to reinforce this over here, and reinforce this as well. Both of those would be great. Even if they come take back territory over here, I'm not too concerned about that. I think that'll be okay. This generator world needs a job. And honestly, we're doing okay on energy credits and food at this point. Well, we're kind of mediocre on food. Let's build a pair of agriculture districts here. Food is okay. It's not fantastic. And I also wouldn't mind colonizing a couple of these locations. So colonizing each of these. There we go. So yeah, as expected, I think they're going to attack us over here. And we're getting into position for some other wars. We're definitely going to declare on the Khanate here. In fact, there's really no choice. We have to declare on them. The end date of the mandate of Join Them. These guys no longer exist, and Join Them and... Actually, yes, we should do like gun, missile, hangar, gun, and then we should put in an offspring outlook and a target uplink computer here, and defend it like that. We're going to do missile and hangar here. We're going to need a little bit more alloys for this. We'll wait for a month tick. There we go. And then a missile hangar here. We're going to replace the communications jammer with an offspring outlook as soon as we have enough. So on the next month tick, that'll be fine. Any moment now. There we go. Offspring outlook goes in. Cool. So we are still reinforcing a lot of locations, but that's fine. We are wildly over our naval cap, but that's completely okay. We're not having a problem with it. We can see here that the Void Skulkers are going to attack the Gabellius. What? I swear I sent the Gabellius here, and not the Ralger. I must have done that wrong. We're going to back off and bring the Ralger up. We'll try to pincer them. This was 100% my fault if I did that wrong. I meant to have the Ralger be the ones that stay here. Okay, up we go. We will continue to reinforce. Missing an offspring nest here, which we will get as soon as the month tick happens. There we go. Cool.
Technology conceived.
So that's absolutely fantastic. Efficiencies of scale finishing up. We are going to grab, I think, we could go for more fleet command limit, but honestly, I feel like we don't need that. We could just clean up some of these existing technologies. That'll be fine. So we're backing off here to Terralum. And we will continue to reinforce this fleet. The Ralger will arrive over here eventually. And that'll be fine. We could start bringing this fleet over, but I honestly feel like this fleet should stay over here. So that'll be okay too. So all of these guys would be grouped together. Something like this. Ish. Ish. Emphasis on ish. We're going to move these guys together for sure. We've got a few too many of the menacing class corvettes here, but that's fine. So what do we got in this? Okay, sounds good. We'll just leave these guys here for the time being, just in case. We don't seem to need that much more over here. So the Ralger have moved up over this way. I want to try to catch them. And we can move the Gebelius back over here. We got caught by this starbase. We're going to finish that up nice and quick. They're in Beta Aquilay. Okay. There is another unit up here, but we're going to back off a bit. We could use these fleets over here to reinforce this and push into this faster, but I do want to attack the Khanate very soon. For now, though, it's much more important that we come up here and attack these guys. So the Rhalgr are going to attack them, and we would probably win that as is. But we do want to hop into the edicts here. Oh, we're still running our edicts. Okay. Sure. We'll probably win this.
We have assimilated knowledge.
Cool. So that's advanced afterburners finishing. We'll grab army damage and minerals from jobs. Although I don't think we're getting many minerals from jobs. The menacing corvettes here are going to use advanced afterburners now. Jumping up to an 85% evasion rate. That's wonderful. Reinforcements will arrive here eventually. Wow, we lost our offspring class, didn't we? I'm betting you that's what happened. Okay, we're going to have to retreat this. Actually, we can't. We must have lost our offspring class. Okay, we're going to have these guys fall back. That was very unfortunate if we lost our offspring class there. So, that's sad. We could just end this war here. It'll be a little border gory. But that would give us time to rebuild stuff. And that's maybe not the worst idea. Rebuild, repair, rearm, re-upgrade, and restructure everything. Honestly, I feel like that's not bad. We do get pretty significant gains over here. And let's do it. Let's just get out of that for now. We can always go back to war with them later. So that's fine. We're going to head up over here. Might be wise to have redundant offspring. We actually did. We lost both of our offspring ships there. Very early in that fight. That was the unfortunate thing there. But we're going to go after the Khanate here before we work on our other stuff. So that'll be fine. We're going to head in here with the Lumelius, and only the Lumelius. I don't want to rename them. Just want to select only them. We're going to head in over this way. There we go. They have about 30k, and so do we, but that should be acceptable. What is their base strength? Yeah, I don't think this is a problem. Okay, so we're going to come in over here as well. This isn't a problem either. Cool. Actually, for now, we could just park the Lumelius right over here. There's not actually a need to go into here just yet. We're going to clean up all of this, and we're going to have these armies ready to go in Sredma. These guys are on their way back to Piscus. We want them to upgrade, so Piscus is where that will happen. And I want to reorganize all of our fleets. It's going to be a little bit complex. It's going to be kind of difficult to do, but I definitely want to do it. So we currently have access to 0 offspring battleships, 3 offspring cruisers. Okay. It's a little awkward, but it's fine. So we'll get these guys cleaned up, and there will be no problem.
Technology conceived.
They're not going to attack us. They're just going to sit here, so that's fine. And we are getting Amoeba Flagella. I guess we will grab ourselves tile blocker clearance, and we'll also get, I don't know, maybe mega cannons? Sure, we'll grab mega cannons. Actually, wait, what was that? Mineral purification. Okay, we aren't actually mining. So defense platform hull points is not useful for us. Destroy a build cost and build speed. That's useful. Okay. So we're going to attack Mestros here. And I would like to come out over this direction and build a hyper relay. And then up over here as well. Cool. So we're going to hit Mestros, and then after that, we're going to do all of this nonsense. Get all of that under control. We're going to need to grab Camglaria eventually as well. So we'll grab that in a moment. They only have the one planet, don't they? Starroot, right here. I'm pretty sure that's all they have. Unless there's something here. We'll find out about that. So for now, I'm not really interested in continuing to build these until we have our fleets set up properly. That'll be fine. I think we're going to go to like 4 overall fleets. But we have a lot of nonsense going on here. That's for sure. So that's going to be complicated. And then once we're done here, we'll grab Camglaria. And then we'll just build out over this direction for now. Cool. And then once these guys are done here, they're going to come to Thredma and reinforce us here. And then we'll go on in. So we need to wait for all of these guys to come back. They will eventually. This one is up at Joinham right now. Let's actually get that moving back towards our capital. I would like to have all of our fleets eventually in one location. Just for being able to shuffle ships around. That would be convenient. Now, that's not good if they declare war on us while we're doing that. That's for sure. But that would be convenient to move them around that way. So we're going to get rid of the Khanate here. No problem. Oh, we need to turn off our edicts. That would help. Get out of here, you edicts. And what do we got here now? 27.3? Okay. We'll see if they decide to take advantage of that, but they're not currently. Loss of reinforcement flow. Let's get another construction ship building in our capital. Actually, let's get 2. There we go. We're going to get 2 construction ships building here. Actually, let's get 3. There we go. Yes, 3 will be good. So we're going to get those going. Do we have additional construction ships right now? We do have this one. And we're going to send that over to Joinham for right now. And we'll build a hyper relay there. And then we'll build a hyper relay here, here, and basically just down to Kerbal for right now. We're lacking rare crystals. Rare crystals are going to be a problem for us, but we can buy in more of those. That's actually not that big of a deal. I'm okay with that. So buying in rare crystals is fine. We can buy in like 500 for right now. And we're going to get... Actually, I'm going to cancel one of these construction ships just because of that rare crystal cost. So that's fine. We're going to get one of these, building a hyper relay. Of course, that's not the way to do it. Building a hyper relay out over here, and the other one building a hyper relay down this way. We're going to need to wait for alloys, but that's okay. We'll head on over. And I'm just going to try to avoid building my normal gateway network because I want to try out these hyper relays. I know it's kind of late in the game, but we were a little distracted. So there's that. Just need one more month tick here. Any moment now. Well, I say that as it's mid-month. But yeah, we'll get that done soon enough. Eliminating this station. Cool. And we'll head over to Threadneck. Wait, are they attacking us? 15.8, 15.8. And what is this? Ah, they hired a merc force. I wonder what their timing looks like here. Okay. Well, we definitely need a research here. And we're going to grab, I think, shield hit points. No particulates. That'll be fine. We're certainly going to need to re-up our edicts for a moment here. So we'll get those guys going. And then we've got our best leader here right now. Okay. So we're going to eliminate their mercs very quickly. And I'm hoping that they're coming through slowly enough here. You can see the rest of their ships are on the way. They arrived in time, but we had mauled the mercs pretty badly by the time they got here. Oh, we're doing fine here. This is great. We're doing really well. So we'll finish these guys off. And this ends the war. They don't know it yet, but this ends the war. We just need to eliminate these big old ships. There we go. Basically, all of their armor is gone. We're only hitting hull now. These are some really big ships, for the record. What tech did we just get? We got tile blocker clearance? Sure. We're to go for, I think, regenerative hull tissue. It's not great, but it'll do. Okay, well, that went better than I had hoped. Like, that actually went quite well. There we go. These guys are now going to push into Soyun, and if they're doing that, we're going to send these guys into Devaris. This war's over. They just don't know it yet. Destroyers, sure. Impulse thrusters, yes please. That'll be great. This construction ship is not currently doing anything. We want it to build a hyper relay. There we go. We need to drop our edicts at this point, and we definitely will do so. And we'll eliminate this station. Apparently there is a fleet here. Okay, that is jumping over. That's awkward. Very awkward indeed. We may need to go after that fleet. Our army is here. They need to run. Like, they need to run to the hyper relay to Lyra. Hopefully they get out of there. They do not. They do not get out of there. That is a very awkward fleet. I'm not going to lie. However, we arrive here with this fleet in time. So we can actually turn these guys around, but they're fighting these fleets, which retreated to their home system. That's why they're here. So that's fair enough. We'll eliminate them too. They're now at 100% war exhaustion. We can't ever achieve war goals, of course, but that's fine. We're just going to continue to chill here for the time being. And these guys are going to go away. And they retreated, but we're going to head up to Devaris. Cool. We are capped on our minerals. We should probably reinforce all here. Oh, that only wanted to reinforce our alloys. I was not wanting to necessarily do that. We did spend a little bit, but not very much. Okay, that one can't be reinforced, nor can that one. Sure. We're going to cap out our minerals again pretty soon, and we're going to grab, I guess, food from jobs. I think we're just going to sell off a bunch of minerals here. That'll be fine for now. So we'll eliminate these guys, take over all of their territory. We'll move in our army here and land on Star Route.
Our construction is
there we go.
complete.
And this will all get eliminated very quickly. We will find some delicious, delicious con people. That's not the term that I'm looking for. Not the term at all. So we're going to head in over this direction, and we're going to have no problem taking over the rest of this. But this is why I left our stronger fleet here. This right here. I always knew that they would retreat back to here. So that's fantastic. They are out of here. We'll get out of this war, and then we'll send all of our fleets back to, like, our capital. That'll be the best place to take them. But for now, I want to take a look at our construction ships. They're all working. Okay. With all of them working, that's great. We want to get to work on our relay network. We do have some work done there, but it's not nearly as good as it needs to be. That's for sure. We're having a hard time getting around, and that's causing issues, shall we say. So at this point, I think these guys are completely fine to head up over this way. Our invasion of Star Root is proceeding as planned. Cool. That's all great. We should get rid of this starbase. It is not necessary. And this invasion will be finishing shortly. That said, I'd like to have all of this done first. Should we just retreat? We should just retreat here. The reason why we retreated was not because we were going to lose. We were absolutely going to win. But the reason why we retreated was, in fact, because I didn't want this nation to go away. Because then we'd have to build starbases out here, which I didn't want to have to do. I want to simply grab their starbases and then invade. That'll be fine. Okay, so 4 offspring cruisers, 6 offspring destroyers. It's very awkward. I really do wish that this was a, like, per fleet cap. So you could have, like, 2 offspring corvettes, an offspring destroyer, an offspring cruiser, or, like, at the high end, you could have, like, 1 battleship, 1 cruiser, 2 destroyers, and 4 corvettes, or something like that. I would prefer that. But sadly, that's not the way it is. And we're going to eliminate this outpost. We're going to start getting our fleets. All of our fleets, except for the Pompless, are going to start moving back towards our capital right now for the big reorg. So every single one of these, again, except for the Pompless. There's a lot of these that are very awkward, but we're going to move them all right on back to the capital. Okay, so onward they go. That'll take them time to get there, but we expect that. The Pompless will finish up over here very shortly, and it will also turn around and start heading that way. Our construction ships are working away on the relay network, and that will be for the best. We're going to jump in here soon, right? It feels like it's been a million years. Eventually. And once we do our big reorg, we're also going to redesign our ships. I would like to head to our capital and get this upgraded to a Star Fortress on the way. So that way we can have 6 shipyards there. That'll be very handy indeed. Look at this line of ships up here going. That's kind of hilarious. Just single fleet ships, or single ship fleets rather. I like it. It's very satisfying to watch them fly through hyperspace, actually. There they go. I love it. That's great. So we're going to grab this over here. No problem. And there we go. That is over, and we're going to head back to our capital. All of the fleets head back, and we're going to completely reorganize them and set them up in, like, probably 4 fleets is what I'm thinking. Our current fleet cap is 110, so that would put us at 440. I think that's reasonably manageable. So that'll be good. We should get this invasion done. We'll go ahead and land here now. There's not much left here, and we'll just eliminate that right away. Get ourselves some nice food. This construction ship is, at this point, needing to head off over this way and build a hyper relay. This one is going to head to Fontrol. Wait, no, it's not. Why are we going this way? There's no reason to go this way. We need to head up here. Okay, we need to go out this direction. That'll do the trick. So we got most of this territory back that the Khan took from us. Not all of it, but most.
We have claimed a new nest.
And that's great.
Our construction is complete.
Okay, the Joinham Starbase finished.
Enemy nest taken.
And there's the Khanate gone. At this point, we'll move these guys back to our capital. The Khanate Pops are not super happy about their new ravenous overlords, but I'm sure they'll get over that. I'm sure they will. We're going to replace their hydroponics farm here while we're eating them with an offspring nest. And that'll be great. Absolutely wonderful. So all of our fleets are making their way on over for right now. We're going to have to reorganize this for sure. That's going to be very awkward. But this is our first moment of peace in a good long time, and we're going to take advantage of it to prepare for war. How are our construction ships doing? Because they're also very vital to this plan. Oh, we don't have a relay in Kithvalos right now. We need one. We'll go ahead and build that. And then we'll head out over this way. That'll be fine. So yeah, those hyper relays are good to go. We are capped on our minerals for right now. I'm going to store those as energy credits. That'll be fine. And this fleet should be the last one to arrive, I think. But that's really not that far of a distance to go, all things considered. So, let's think about this. If we're going to have 4 fleets, that means we can have 1 cruiser per fleet and 1 destroyer per fleet if we want to have uniform fleets. But we can have 3 offspring corvettes. That's the way that's going to go. Now, I'm going to want to have all of the offspring destroyers built, probably. We should also check to see when we are going to get to Crisis Level 3, because that'll allow menacing destroyers.
Technology conceived.
The answer to that is we need the special project, which we can actually do literally right now. Let's see here. Become the Crisis, the Unseen Ripples. Done. We need to get rid of one of our star bases. Wendell would be a decent one to get rid of. Okay. Terraforming has finished up on some of these worlds, and we can definitely colonize them. So we'll do that. That was at Lemsa and in Roman. Cool. Okay. So these guys are moving through this hyper relay network, which is not, of course, complete yet. But we're working on it. We're going to need to upgrade all of our ship types as well. But the access to menacing destroyers is going to radically change how we want to set this up. Very radically. So menacing cruisers are going to be good as well, but we're not to that yet. All we need is a 3rd special project, though. So we can do both of these. Plus 50% weapons damage. Oh, wow. And 50% ship build speed. Yeah. Menacing Corvette evasion plus 15%. Wow. Yeah, these are very powerful. We definitely want to do that. And we're going to have to completely rework everything about our fleets. That's for sure. So that's fine. We're just going to bank up minerals and alloys for the time being. But it is time for us to become super duper dangerous to the rest of the galaxy. Now, when we do this, we need to keep in mind the galaxy is likely, like the galactic community, is very likely to declare an emergency and pit the whole galaxy against us. We'll need to be prepared for that. Eventually, we'll be prepared for that. Are we prepared right now? I don't know. Probably not. We don't have a lot of border defenses. Which, by the way, we should absolutely be building a border defense here. 1,000,000%. Otherwise, I feel like we're reasonably okay. This Starhold could be upgraded. Isval is fine as it is. Joinham could be upgraded, but I don't think it needs to be right now. Franfred would be a good one to upgrade. We can get that going. We're going to have to drop our starbase cap elsewhere, and good options for that would be like Mestros and Soyan.
Our special project is complete.
Cool. Next level of our crisis progression. We have become wiser once again. A single action of ours creates turbulences in the shroud. Even our least impressive drone may impress upon itself the dermis of the shroud, creating strong ripples within this energy-laden dimension. We must unleash more of its power. Beautiful. So we now have access... Space amoebas. Okay. We now have access to menacing class destroyers. Wait, didn't you say Corvette evasion was already 85%? 85 plus 15 equals imbalanced game mechanic? No. Corvette evasions cap. I believe they cap at either 85 or 95. It's not literally impossible to hit, it's just very, very difficult. Our determination persists, even in the face of outrage and anger. Billions of minds oppose us, but their unity is shallow, lessened by their swelling numbers, and reduced by the magnitude of individuals. Every new body of ours is a mind dedicated to the same end. Our dream, an undeniable tomorrow. Our wills collide, and the races of the galaxy prove brittle. Issue special project merge request. Menacing destroyers are now available for construction. Cool. So let's take a quick look at menacing destroyers here. They also build just with minerals. Stat-wise, they are comparable. I think that we need to set this up properly, but they're comparable. So that'll be good. We're going to rely very heavily on menacing for all of our non-offspring ships, most likely, and alloys are going to go primarily to our offsprings. Now, there is currently the Zum Cooperative preparing to declare war on us. I mean, we already have Tremus over here. We can change this over. We need like 2 missile batteries to make this a little more balanced. And then we could put in a target uplink computer here. They can't attack us through this station, last we knew. And I think that's still accurate. Now, they could bring in the Silicon Savants again, or the Valen regime again, and do that whole war again. That is a possibility, but I don't necessarily think it's a probability. Let's go ahead and work on the merge request. And that will unlock cruisers for us. And also these incredibly powerful other buffs for us. Like orbital bombardment damage, ship build speed plus 50%, and ship weapons damage plus 50%. That one is so ridiculously huge. Like, that is absolutely bonkers. I don't even. So, not all of these are in our capital just yet. They're getting close. This construction ship needs orders, and its orders for now are to build a mining station, and then once it's done with that, it will go build a hyper relay in Piscus. Whereas this construction ship, it's going to build a hyper relay out over here. So we can see that we're building this out from our capital, and we're just trying to get to some locations faster. That'll be fine. If we can get around faster, that's a huge, huge deal. A lot of our fleets are currently in Karazit, and they will arrive in our capital shortly. There's this fleet, which I believe is the last one, and that's only about 4 jumps away. So that's really not bad. The Schmortis is... Wait, are these going to Karazit? I meant for you guys to go to the capital. Let's send them to the capital. Perfect. There we go. So these guys will eventually declare war on us, most likely. But I don't think they can actually do too much. I would like to come up to Jasque Fomat and get this upgrading. We know that these guys are able to put together some pretty decently sized fleets, but Jasque Fomat is still a very good choke point for us to deal with them. And then these guys over here, we have Araya, and I'd like to just move this over to missile, hangar, missile, and hangar. And then we definitely want to put in an offspring outlook here. The rest of this is all fine. Okay, so they'll have a very hard time breaking through Araya. Well, not a very hard time, but a fairly hard time. Actually equivalent to us. Okay. Not for long, that's for sure. So we're now 3 jumps away here. This construction ship requires orders, and it will head up over here and build a hyper relay. We just need to get these lanes built. And then this construction ship up here is building one here. That's fine. We're going to be able to get up this way fairly quickly, in theory. In theory. But I definitely want to get this all done. This science ship here is actually able to come research out over here. We'll give that a go. I'm not sure how quickly we'll get there, but we'll see. Okay, so these guys will arrive here fairly soon. All of our ships are currently here, and other than these guys, they're moving in soon.
Our construction
Yes.
is complete.
I do want to start working on our actual ship designer. So let's hop in here. We have access to a lot of different things, that's for sure. I want to work through all of these. Now, corvettes, we don't care about. We only want to use menacing corvettes at this point. Destroyers, we also don't care about. I'm going to rename this to the Don't Use class destroyer. And we're going to get rid of the Cleganator. Next, we're going to get rid of this to the Don't, with an apostrophe, use class. There we go. I don't think you can have the same name for multiple like that, so that's fine. That's just for my records there. We're not going to want to use those. Now, this cruiser here. This is not exactly how we want this set up, so we're going to want to upgrade these to neutronium armor, and we probably don't need these afterburners on here anymore. We definitely want advanced railguns. Take this up to a 0-point reactor, jump drives, plasma thrusters is okay, subspace sensors, and we're going to go to autonomous ship intellect line. There we go. And as far as this goes, we could go for like auxiliary fire control. Potentially. That actually drops our damage down. So maybe not. Maybe we do go for the advanced afterburners. Not so much for the evasion, although that is nice, but more for the speed increase. That'll work. Now this is a auto battleship here. I think that we want this to be probably a big old artillery boat. We don't have too much for artillery and long range right now, so we could have this be a big artillery platform. Now we don't have too much here for large weapons. We can just split the difference between these. These are still not great range, 80 and 100 range respectively. So line computers are still probably, actually artillery is where we want them to be. That'll work. Jump drives for sure. And hyper shields. And neutronium armor. And we're going to want, ideally, advanced afterburners. That'll increase their speed pretty dramatically. Sure, we'll do that. So that's our battleship there. And then our menacing corvettes. We obviously want to upgrade these to advanced railguns. 0-point reactors, jump drives, and autonomous picket ships. There we go. This is at 30 range. Yes, that will work fine. Dual advanced afterburners. Yeah, see, they cap at 90. That's what it is. They cap at 90. So we're at the cap here as it is. Once we get that advanced tech, we may be able to drop an afterburner and put in something like an auxiliary fire control. I'm not sure what we'll want to go for. We may want to keep it like this just for the speed. But we're going to take this up to neutronium armor and increase the durability of our menacing corvettes quite a lot. Now this is our offspring battleship. I want these to be basically all the same, no matter what type they are. So we're going to do the same thing here, and we're going to put in lasers. We wanted the artillery stern. There we go. The sentient artillery intellect. Cool. Definitely jump drives. And splitting the difference here between shields and armor. Once again, I think we're just going to prioritize speed. And that evasion is quite a lot lower. Isn't it? No, it's not. Okay. So that was our offspring battleship there. And I think that changed where it was in the list. So that's great. Our defense platforms we don't care about right now. We're not doing those. Menacing destroyers. I do think that we want to go for artillery here. It's an awkward mix, but multi-role is also awkward. We could go for like a gamma laser and then dual advanced railguns like this. That's a range of 50. At the max. So we'd want them to chill at line range. Go up to jump drive, and for destroyers, I think that we're going to run, there's only the one part here, so I think we're going to run medium hyper shields and dual medium neutronium armor. That said, The thing about menacing destroyers that makes them worse than menacing corvettes is that you only get one section, one ship section. Whereas with other types, you get 2 for destroyers. We may want to not use menacing destroyers, just period. Because of that. And that's what I'm leaning towards doing. We're going to upgrade this here. This definitely needs upgrades. And we bring this up to a autonomous picket, give it some better sensors, and a jump drive, and some upgraded weapons. This hasn't been upgraded in a while. We're going to go ahead and get all of those upgraded, and that looks great. 52.3% evasion, not bad. So that was the menacing destroyer there, I believe. No, that was the regular destroyer, the offspring destroyer. Where are we in the list? Here. Okay. So yeah, I'm thinking we're not going to use menacing destroyers. There's the offspring cruiser here, which we want neutronium armor in for sure. And we're going to prioritize speed still. Definitely jump drives. And autonomous line. Sounds good. Level 5 lasers and level 4 guns. There we go. And, oh, there we go. That's exciting. Didn't necessarily mean to do that. But that's the offspring cruiser, and the offspring battleship is already set up and good to go. So that should be everything good, in theory. We're now going to come in here and grab all of these awkward little single fleets. Every single one of them, for now. Including the 4th Star Fleet, which isn't a single fleet, but we'll grab that as well. We're going to take all of these, and we're going to group them together, just to clean that up. And then we have 5 fleets here. Okay, so we're going to have to consolidate these to some degree. And we're also going to start upgrading all of these. The Pompless will upgrade eventually, but we're going to bring them over to Kithvalos and get all of those upgraded and all of these upgraded. Cool. This is going to be done upgrading to a Star Fortress very shortly. Just 30 days here. We're full on minerals. I'm only going to sell off 5,000 this time. We're going to need more. We're absolutely going to need more minerals. So we'll get these all upgraded. And these upgrades will finish up eventually. They do take a little while. We're upgrading a lot of stuff. So we get that started. And we definitely want to get additional shipyards here to be able to do this a little faster. So we'll get those going, not an anchorage, a shipyard. There we go. Cool. So the Pompless will arrive here soon enough. It is now in system. No, it isn't. This is the Pompless. We're going to need to consolidate these together. I think that we can probably get away with, well, we need to rebalance our fleets. That's for sure. So we do have these 4, or rather these 5 right now. We want to consolidate those down into 4. So we're going to bring these guys in.
Our swarm is strengthened.
Cool. So that is the Lumelius currently done. So let's think about what we want this to be for the Lumelius. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to split off every single ship except for this cruiser here. Okay, so the Lumelius is basically empty except for a single cruiser right now. We are, this is not the Lumelius. The Lumelius, we're going to remove everything out of here. Okay, now we're going to add in our menacing destroyers. No, we're not. Our menacing corvettes. We're going to add in an offspring corvette here as well. We need one of each type of offspring for sure. But we can't actually put that in here. That's awkward. This is a Hergeldash class? Yeah, we need a Hergelblop class. Okay, we're going to have to find one. So where do we got one? Is there one in here? Yes, there is. So we can grab that and merge that into the Lumelius, like so. And now we can see we've got the Hergelblop class in the... No, that's not the Lumelius. Did that rename it? It did. Awkward. Well, we'll add a new ship design here, and that's going to be menacing corvettes, and we need Battleships, we want one battleship in each of these, at least to start with. We've got the Offspring Cruiser and regular cruiser. We're going to have the Offspring Destroyer and the regular Destroyer. Not the Menacing Destroyer. And then we're going to have Menacing Corvettes. So, for now, we've got 1, 2. I usually like to double each of these. There's not really a huge reason to do that, but how many destroyers can we have in each of these? We can have a total of 6. So for now, we're just going to put 1 of each. And then for our destroyers, then we would want a total of 4 here. We're obviously going to want to increase this, but then this would be 8. Okay. So our next battleships will go up to maybe 4. That might be too much. We'll see. We would need to bring this up to 7. And then our destroyers would need to go to 16. And then the rest of this would be corvettes. This is over heavy. So we're going to back this off to 3. And then that would then be 6. So we bring that back to 5. And then this would then be 12. So we bring that back to 11. And then for the menacing corvettes, this would be 22. Obviously, we can have more than that. So we'll just fill out the rest of it with menacing corvettes since we can't double it in quite the same way. That'll do. And we can fill out the rest of these destroyers and such a little later on. I'll just take this down to 30 and we can fill out the rest of this later. Okay, so we know we need 30 menacing corvettes here, so we can split off. Let's see, we've got 36 here right now. We've got 2 Offspring corvettes, and we've got a bunch of regular corvettes that we're actually going to disband. There we go. We disband those, and we're going to split off some 30 menacing corvettes. So we're going to move all of these guys into here, and then we are going to transfer 6 of them back. Or, well, into another fleet. So that will get all 30 of these into the... Now it's the Hordeus. So we merge those in like so. And the Hordeus is then lacking in what? It is lacking in destroyers and an Offspring Destroyer. Okay. We know that we have 2 Offspring class corvettes here. Oh, right. I forgot about corvettes. So we should definitely put in some Offspring class corvettes here. So that would be these guys. We can have a total of 3 in each. So we do that. Okay. And then we can bring this up to 35. For now, that looks good. I like it. So we're still upgrading here, and of course, the Hordeus is going to need some additional things. Overall, it is going to need a bunch of destroyers, which we have a few of those. We're going to merge these guys back together for now. We do have Cleganator-class destroyers, 12 of them. We only need 11, so we're going to split 1 off, and the 11 are going to move into the Hordeus, like so. Okay, so what else do we need here? We need some cruisers, and we need some battleships. Now, we know we don't have battleships. That's fine.
Our construction is complete.
Okay. So the Hordeus is basically good to go at this point, except if we have any cruisers in here. Which we don't. We just have some Offspring corvettes and menacing corvettes. Actually, we do need Offspring corvettes in the Hordeus, don't we? We absolutely do. So we want those to merge in here. There we go. Okay, so that's great. We've got that good to go. That's everything that we're going to have available for this fleet. So for now, we're going to take the Hordeus, which has fully upgraded, and we're going to send it over to Boibos, just to get it out of the way. We know that one's done. Okay. We're going to need to wait for one of these to finish upgrading at this point. And that's a destroyer? Sure. We're going to move that into this kind of scratch fleet here for the moment. The Pompless is needing to upgrade, so we'll get that started. And how are our upgrades going here? Okay, that looks fine. Now that we know what our fleet composition is going to be, we can start trying to make all of our other fleets conform to this, all 4 of them. Or not this, technically, the Hordeus. This new fleet doesn't exist and can be disbanded. The Uglog and the... Well, the Uglog is our scratch fleet, so that's okay. The Globius is, of course, going to need a grand total of 35 menacing corvettes. We'll bring this down to 35. As far as the offspring corvettes go, it needs 3. And we need 11 destroyers. As far as the offspring destroyers go, we're only doing 1. For cruisers, we need 5. And then 1 offspring cruiser. And then we need to add in the battleship, which will be a grand total of 3. There we go. So that's the Globius ready to go. The 4th Starfleet is not supposed to be extant, I think. I think that's correct. New research? Yeah, we absolutely should. That is correct. New particle lance. We can get that done. We can grab, like, phase disruptors. That's fine. But we're not really ticking forward right now, so I'm not too concerned about research. But the 4th Starfleet is not supposed to exist. The Globulus is going to be ready to go. The Hordeus is good to go. The Pomplus is the one we do now. So we take this back down to 35. We know we need 3 offspring corvettes as well. 11 destroyers, which we've already got. 1 offspring destroyer. We already did this. There we go. We can only go down to 14. So we're going to need to split off of the Pomplus some ships here. We're going to need to wait for upgrades to finish. We have a lot of upgrades to go here. We can see we've got like 50. We're working on 4 at a time, and a lot of these are going very quickly, just finishing in 1 day. So that's absolutely great. The Schmortis is 93% done. And the 4th actually finished up. I'm going to merge that with the Uglog, and that will become our Scratch fleet.
Our swarms is strengthened.
Okay. Which we're going to attempt to use to bulk out the rest of our fleets. Cool. The Schmortis has finished its upgrading. Now, this fleet is going to need to be worked on quite extensively. These ships should be disbanded. It's got too many menacing class corvettes. Those should definitely be moved into the Scratch fleet, so we are going to transfer off a bunch of these menacing corvettes. We need to bring this down to 35. There we go. And we'll move those into, those are now the Lumelius, but we'll move those into the 4th Starfleet to see if we need them elsewhere. And then the Schmortis is going to go down to 35. We need 3 offspring corvettes here. Destroyers need to go down, so the Schmortis needs to lose a couple of destroyers as well. So that will be just regular destroyers. We need to take this down to 11. Oh, that was an offspring class. I didn't necessarily mean to move that. So, like that. And then we'll move this guy back, the offspring class back. There we go. Okay. I think we were only supposed to have 1 offspring class destroyer, though, if I remember correctly. So maybe that was correct. Yeah, only 1 here. Okay. Well, actually, it should be over here that we check it. Not that one. That one. Offspring class. Yes, 1. But we can go ahead and drop that down. We wanted to do the Schmortis, I believe. Yeah, that's currently needing to go down to 11. And then offspring destroyer is not correct, but we need 5 cruisers and 1 offspring cruiser, and then the battleships. Not the offspring battleships, just the regular ones. Now we need to move that offspring destroyer out, and that is... yeah, that guy. So we need to move out 1 offspring destroyer. There we go. That will move in for now to the Scratch fleet, like so. And then the Schmortis gets its final battleship by dropping off that destroyer. Cool. So the Schmortis is now good to be reinforced. We're going to send that up over here just to get it out of the way. The Hordeus is up in Boibos, and the other 2 need to be done. So we're going to work on those upgrades. Those will be finished soon. We're still making 4 at a time. Those shipyards will be done shortly, but these are the last few upgrades here. We're now working on all of the final upgrades. So that's great. Our ships are heavily upgraded from what they were previously. And then we're going to need to rebuild all of our fleets, of course. But the 4th Starfleet is going to have some extra ships in it, I suspect, that are going to need to be disbanded. We'll take a look at that afterwards, after we're done getting these last 2 ready to go, the Pomplus and the Globelius. Both of those should be pretty easy to set up. In fact, I believe we could do that basically now. We're going to disband these 2 corvettes.
Our swarms strengthened.
And we're going to go down to 0. For the menacing corvettes, 35 is correct, and the offspring corvettes, yes. We're going to need to get rid of some of the destroyers there. This one is already set up, the Hortius, of course. The Globelius, I believe I already set up as well. Yes. So the Globelius can head to Urim for now, just to be out of the way. And finally, all that we've got left here is the Pomplus. So we need to drop our number of destroyers here a little bit. We'll drop out 3. There we go. Those will move into the Scratch Fleet for now. Cool. And then the Pomplus needs to be at 11 destroyers, 1 offspring destroyer, 5 cruisers, 1 offspring cruiser, which we don't have. Do we have one in the Scratch Fleet? We don't. We can only support 3. Right? No, we can support 4. Is that a rounding error? Hang on. Not this one. The Schmortis. We've got 1 here. Command limit is not enough. Oh, I messed up somewhere. We've got 35, 3, 11, 1, 5, 1. Back off on this, and yeah, what did I mess up here? 1 offspring destroyer, 1 offspring destroyer, 5 cruisers. Yeah, 5 cruisers. The Pomplus is lacking its battleships. I mean, we can do that. And it's lacking a little bit as well. So what did I mess up? 35, 3, 11, 1, 5, 1, 3. So there's 1 offspring cruiser, 5 regular cruisers. We don't even have the offspring cruiser here, because we can only support 3 apparently. So we'll have to leave the offspring cruiser out here, and we'll just put in a regular cruiser to make up for that. Or we could put in our extra offspring destroyer that we can put in here, and then like 2 more menacing corvettes. I think that's what we'll have to do for now. Okay. So what do we have in our Scratch Fleet? In our Scratch Fleet, we've got an offspring destroyer. Okay, do all of these have an offspring destroyer? Maybe not the Pomplus that we just set up here. Yeah, we need that offspring destroyer in the Pomplus, so we'll do that. Cool. And what else do we have in the Scratch Fleet? We have a bunch of menacing corvettes, which I think we're overbuilt on menacing corvettes right now, although we need 35 more in the Pomplus, so we can absolutely split off some 35 of these. So we'll transfer out... these are regular corvettes. They can be gotten rid of. We do not need them. We can transfer out these menacing corvettes, split that in half, and then move out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then our 35 would go into the Pomplus. That's at 37 out of 40. What? I feel like it wasn't supposed to be at that. Did it just rename the Pomplus? It did. It's the Flurm now. Okay, so it's the Flurm Starfleet, and it kind of forgot about our other stuff that we had set up here. Great. I don't like it when it does that. We'll add the battleship back in. We'll go up to 5 cruisers. We needed the offspring destroyers, and we wanted 2 of those here. And then we wanted the offspring cruiser if we could have one, but we couldn't. We needed 3 total offspring corvettes. I really wish that it wouldn't forget that. Okay. We need 5 menacing corvettes here. That's fine. And then we go to 3 battleships. Okay. Got it. So the Flurm is good to go on its menacing corvettes. It needs more offspring corvettes, and it needs more cruisers. But in our Scratch Fleet, we don't have any of those. So we're going to group these back together. Apparently we need to tick for them to join together. We've got 5 corvettes here, and we know that we needed a few menacing class corvettes in the Hortius. So we're going to move those over. There we go. And what do we have left in the Scratch Fleet? We have 10 destroyers. And there's also the Blarp fleet here, which has an additional 10 or additional 40 corvettes. menacing class corvettes. So we're not going to need those, I don't think. The Globelius does need a few. And we need a few destroyers here as well. So we need 5 destroyers, and we need, what, 11 would take us to 30, and then 16? Yeah. 5 destroyers, 16 corvettes. So from the Scratch fleet here, which has been renamed, helpfully, to the Blarp Starfleet, we're going to grab ourselves the destroyers, and we will split that off. So these guys will head off to the Globelius. There we go. And that's absolutely fine for now. Okay. So they're joining the Globelius, and the Globelius needed like 16 additional corvettes. So we will split this in half and then transfer out 1, 2, 3, 4. And then these guys will head on over to the Globelius. Okay. So we've got the... And I wanted to take one of these out as well, the Flurm. I wanted to send the Flurm up over this way. So now at this point, the only thing that's left here is Scratch, right? In theory? I think that's correct. We'll group these together. We've got 5 Cleganator class destroyers and 16 menacing corvettes. At this point, I'm going to disband those. Those are, I believe, all excess. We're going to allow these units to get together. We can get Titans. I guess we can do that, but it's going to be a bit before we can really get those set up, so that'll be fine. But let's just get these all moved together. And then once they're all moved together, with all of their various reinforcements coming in, then we should be down to 4 military fleets in total. We're currently at 5, just waiting. There we go. So we've got our 4. At this point, we can now start working on building our ships back up. There we go. We don't really need much for menacing corvettes right now. So we can sell off minerals and use the proceeds to buy alloys, which we desperately need. Something like that. And we can spend those alloys on getting additional ships. Perfect. And with that, it is a little past time to end the stream here. So I think we're going to end it here. We actually need to tick forward a little bit because it's Iron Man mode and I can't make a custom save. We need to tick forward so that all of that actually takes effect and we don't lose it, because that would be very awkward if that was the case. So we need to tick forward and we need to allow the autosave to happen, which I think happens every 3 months. So it should happen here in 2, but that's okay. Once we hit the autosave, then we will put a stop to this stream and we will return to this probably in the next stream. I'm really, really enjoying this. It's going very well. I like it a lot. So I believe we're going to hit an autosave on the next month's tick. Let's find out. Any moment now. I guess this construction ship can be given some orders. It can come up here and build a hyper relay. That's fine. Okay, that was the autosave. All good. So let's put an end to it there, and I will see you all next time. A special thank you, a very special thank you, to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Spartan News, Rose Valentine, Nick Smarty, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.